In this video, an elite group of rebel forces rushes out in the forests of Kashyyyk in order to cut off an Imperial Wookie Hunter and 2 AT-STs sent to eradicate a Wookie village that has become recalcitrant in its dealings with local Imperial forces. Yes, we are playing a modified version of the Star Wars miniatures game from Wizards of the Coast. Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming in lovely Fågelund, Sweden. For today's episode of Star Wars Miniatures, we are going to be playing a scenario that we are calling Wookie Hunt. Now, the idea behind this scenario is quite simple. Over here on this corner of our 4-foot by 4-foot battle mat, we have a Wookie Hunter along with 2 AT-STs. And their task now is to make their way through this forest over to this side of the battlefield, where there is, eventually they'll come across a village, a Wookie village, that they are supposed to eradicate of its inhabitants. Now, little do they know that down here in this corner, we have a group of rebels and a group of Wookie fighters that are waiting and hiding to try and intercept them and cut them off. We also do have a speed bike up here in the corner, which will also zoom in and try to do some damage. Before rolling for initiative, let's begin by just showing you the specific troops that we are using in this battle. For the Imperial forces, we have these 3 figurines now. The Wookie Hunter is leading the charge. Some special abilities here: damage reduction of 10, double attack, mobile attack, mounted weapon, and a net gun. The AT-STs also have damage reduction of 10, double attack, they have grenades, mobile attack, and mounted weapon. The Rebel forces now are led by Han Solo and Princess Leia here in the front, and both of them have commander effects that will apply to the other troops that they are leading. Behind them we have Rebel commandos, and they have stealth and also grenades. And for the Wookiee forces now, we have a Wookiee Berserker as well as a Wookiee Scout, and coming behind them we have 3 Wookiee soldiers. So there we go, there is our setup for this game. Let's go ahead and roll off initiative now. We're going to use our standard colors here. The Rebels get the red die, and the Empire gets the blue. And it's going to go to the Rebels with a 16 to an 8. We can begin by activating Han Solo and Leia and just running them up and getting some cover behind the trees. Over now to our Empire activation and our Wookie Hunter and AT-STs. Now I can mention here a special rule of this scenario, and that is because of the nature of the ground, it is very unstable. These big machines are unable to run, so they are restricted to 6 inches of movement. So let's go ahead and activate our Wookie Hunter and an AT-ST and move them up 6 inches. Back over to the Rebels now. Let's have 2 of those commandos join Han and Leia. Final Empire activation. The Rebels have all of the rest of the activations now, so let's go ahead and begin to move our Wookiees up, the commando, and then we'll get that speed bike last. And our speed bike way up here in the corner is able to have a 24-inch move if it doesn't attack. So let's go ahead and bring it on up 24 inches. And there we have its final position, nicely hidden behind cover in those trees. End of the round now. We have the Empire is crawling their way up as these other troops are preparing, hidden and ready to jump out and make a surprise attack. Let's go ahead and roll initiative now for the second round. And it will go 9-2 Empire. First activation, the Wookie Hunter here with his mobile attack is going to move in 6 inches and take off a shot over here on that speeder. All right, the commander here has cover, so that's a +4. We need to show an 11. That will take this guy out of commission. It's a 12, no! So, first shot, first blood, we lose that commander on speeder bike. Second activation, let's move that AT-ST all the way up on the top. Rebel turn, let's activate Han Solo. Bring him over here behind cover on this rock, and he's going to take a shot off on the AT-ST way over there. So from this rock all the way over here to the AT-ST in the middle that has not yet activated. And he does in fact have an unobstructed line of sight. Cunning attack gives him +4 and also +10 damage, so hitting on anything but a natural 1. 16, it's a hit. 30 points of damage, damage reduction down to 20 points of damage. Being inspired, Leia's going to come and take a position behind Han Solo and take a shot off on the same AT-ST. Hitting now on a 6+, and it's an 11, so that's 20 points of damage because of Solo's commander effect, but damage reduction, only 10 points goes through. Final activation for the Empire. Let's move our damage to AT-ST a little closer in. All the remaining activations now go to the Rebels and the Wookiees. Unfortunately, these guys can't do any damage without the commander effect because of the damage reduction on those machines. So we're going to just sprint them up over here behind this forest, and hopefully they'll be able to wait there and either charge in or have Solo and Leia join them. There's their final position, nicely hidden behind that grove of trees. To make this scenario more fun, we have given these Wookiee soldiers laser weapons, which they can use against the AT-ST and the Wookie Hunter, but they have to be in melee combat to do that. So we're going to have to run these guys up and just try to get them as close as we can in order eventually to be able to charge with them. Final position, trying to get some cover behind that stone. We'll send the other two actually around this direction by Solo and Leia. End of the round now. The Empire is moving their way up, and they are doing some damage, although taking a little bit of damage themselves on this AT-ST. The other troops, however, are making their way up. We've got some people here with grenades ready to go. We've got some people sneaking around on this side, and of course we have these other Wookiees who are going to be charging in. Let's go ahead now and roll off initiative roll for the next round. And it's going to go to the Empire, 18-4. The Wookie Hunter, good to its name, is going to see these Wookiees coming over here and hiding, and it's going to try to move 6 inches and take off a shot against that lead Wookiee. Mobile attack, here we go. First shot. We're usually hitting on a 4, but because they have cover, we need to hit on an 8. And it's a 6. No, he misses. Second attack, same guy on an 8. A 5. No! So incredibly fortuitous rolls for these guys down here. These Wookiees are able to avoid that damage, which means they're going to be in a good position to charge when it is their turn to activate. But let's go ahead now and do our last activation for the Empire, and let's move this guy up 6 inches. And we'll take a shot from here over to Han Solo. Han Solo has cover. Needing to show a 15+. And it's a 12. It's a miss. Republic activation. Let's have these Wookiees charge in on that Wookie Hunter. Revenge time. With their laser swords, 10 points of damage on an 8+. 3 is a miss. Second one, a 4. So both of them fail to connect. Last Empire activation. Let's move up that last AT-ST 6 inches. From this position now, we'll have him try to take a shot over here onto this Wookiee scout, and the Wookiee has cover. Because of cover now, we're going to be hitting on a 9+, and it's a 2. It's a miss. And with that, all the final activations go to the Rebels. Starting here, let's charge in with our last Wookiee soldier. 10 points of damage on an 8. 18. Solo's going to join his commandos. All right, here we go. Hitting on 3+ for 10 points of damage. 15. Leia's also going to join the group here. She does not have a strong enough weapon to actually do any damage, so she's going to wait. Same thing with these commandos. They're also going to wait. That'll be the end of their turn. And finally, let's have these two Wookiees charge their way up into these woods. So here we are now at the end of the round, and here's how things look. We've got our Empire figurines moving their way up like normal, but this guy is tied up here now by these 3 Wookiee soldiers. We got this block right here who is ready to attack as soon as they get the opportunity, and we've got a couple Wookiees over here hidden in the forest. This is going to be a very important initiative roll now because we need these guys to be able to activate first and to take off some good shots. So let's go ahead and roll this out now. Initiative roll. Once again, red dice to the rebels. 5-19, the Empire begins. First activation for the Empire. Let's take this AT-ST and march him right up next to our group. And dropping a grenade now in the middle of this group. Saves on 11 plus. Now Solo. No. Leia. No. Guy in the center. 15, yes. And the 2 up here on the left. 10, no. And the final guy, 17. Yes, so we saved 2 people only. Taking our first shot onto the Wookiee Berserker, and he has cover, so we need to hit on a 6. 7. So that's enough to hit him and to go through enough damage to take him out. The AT-ST hasn't moved, so he gets another shot. We're going to shoot on that scout there. We need a 9. He also has cover. 9, exactly. So he also is taken out. Let's activate 2 commandos here, and using Solo's commando effect, they're going to attack over here onto this Wookie Hunter, hitting on a 9 for 10 points of damage each. First one, 13. Second one, a natural 1. So 10 points of damage goes through. The Wookie Hunter will activate and use his net gun, firing at the guy in the center. 16 plus save, otherwise they are all captured and considered activated for this round. Guy on the left? No. Center? No. Finally on the right? No, so all 3 are activated, caught in a net. Next activations, let's have Leia and a commando charge into that AT-AT. They also have laser weapons, so they can attack. Leia hitting on an 8. 3, she's going to use a force point and re-roll that. 10 points of damage. Commando's hitting on a 9. 18. Lastly, Solo's activating here, hitting this guy on a 3. 8. 10 more points of damage. End of that turn, and things are not looking good for the rebels. They are getting picked off slowly but surely. We still have a pretty strong force of our AT-STs here and our Wookie Hunter. But this could be a really important initiative roll. Let's see who gets to start off this round. And a 17 to the Empire again. First activation, moving this guy up through the trees. Firing a shot off onto Princess Leia right here. A 7 plus now will kill Princess Leia. And it's a 15. The princess is gone. Next, let's have this guy activate here and drop a grenade right down onto Han Solo. 11 plus saves here, starting with Han Solo. 17, he makes it. First commando. A 2 misses, and the second one, a 9. So he misses as well. Back to the rebels. No, let's activate our 2 commandos here and have them take shots over on this Wookie Hunter. We need 9s to hit. First one. There's a 6. It's a miss. Second one. 20! Critical hit, double damage. Dropping that Wookie Hunter down to 60 points of damage. Last activation for the Empire now. The Wookie Hunter, as these guys are pulling themselves out of the net from last round, he's going to go ahead and try to take a shot on each of them. Attacking the furthest on the right, 4 plus. 14. Guy on the right as well. 19. So the Wookiees are just getting decimated here. He's going to come back and activate now and attack. We need to hit him on an 8 plus 14. Yes, it goes through. 10 more points of damage. Last activation now. Han Solo here hitting on a 3 plus on this Wookie Hunter. And it's a 9. Things are really looking horrible now for our rebels and our Wookiees. We've got 1 lone Wookiee soldier left to protect his village. Let's go ahead and roll off initiative. This could very well be the last initiative roll. And 11-3, again the Empire. Wookie Hunter's not messing around. He's going to activate and take a shot off onto this Wookie soldier. 4 plus 17, boom, gone. And like I said, he's not messing around. He's got his mobile attack, so he's going to move 6 inches over here and take a shot off on Han Solo. 40 points of damage on an 11 plus on Han Solo. And it's a 9. It misses. Han Solo dodges out of the way. Next activation, the chicken walkers are just going to keep on coming. Shooting here down onto Solo, who has cover. We need to show it 15. And it's a 10. No. Solo's going to command these two guys to turn around now and attack the guy who has not initiated yet. So they're both going to take shots onto him. They need to show a 9 to hit. First one. It's a 6. No. Second one. 17. Last Empire activation. This guy dropping a grenade down here onto Solo. 11 plus saves to Solo and everyone around him. Starting with Solo. 20. Commando up on the top. No, it's a 9. He's done. Final commando there. 10. He also misses and he is gone. Solo, seeing the writing on the wall, is going to try to get the heck out of there with his commando. This guy's going to take off, but he gets an attack of opportunity. On a 4, he misses. So this guy is able to run away and get off the battlefield. And Han Solo is also going to turn tail and follow him, running off of the battlefield, hopefully able to fight another day. With all of the Wookiee forces destroyed, most of the rebel troops destroyed, and a couple of them fleeing now off into the woods, these AT-STs and this heavily damaged Wookie Hunter will continue on their march through the woods over to the Wookiee village, where they will carry out their orders from the Empire. Well, there you have it, folks. Our game, Wookie Hunt, where the rebel forces try to stand up to the machines of the Empire. Well, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.